The ancient Egyptians believed in life after death, not just a shadowy existence but a continuation of their earthly lives. To ensure this afterlife, they developed a complex and fascinating process, mummification. This practice, shrouded in ritual and steeped in religious significance, aimed to preserve the physical body for the soul's journey into the afterlife. The mummified remains, often adorned with intricate masks and jewelry, offer us a unique glimpse into the beliefs, rituals, and daily lives of this ancient civilization.
For the ancient Egyptians, death was not an end, but a transition. They believed that upon death, the Ka, life force, and the Ba, personality, would leave the body. However, these entities needed a physical form to return to. Without a preserved body, the soul was believed to be condemned to wander aimlessly for eternity. Mummification, therefore, was not merely a burial practice, but a religious necessity, a meticulous process designed to ensure the deceased's safe passage into the afterlife.
The mummification process was a complex undertaking, performed by skilled priests over a period of approximately 70 days. It was a carefully orchestrated ritual, each step imbued with symbolic meaning. The process began with the purification of the body, washing it with sacred oils and waters from the Nile. This act of cleansing symbolized a return to a state of purity, preparing the deceased for their encounter with the gods.
Once purified, the body was taken to the Ibu, or the place of purification. This was a sacred space where the deceased would undergo a series of rituals to prepare them for the journey to the afterlife. The purification process was meticulous, involving the use of natron, a natural salt, to cleanse and dehydrate the body. Priests, who were specially trained in these rites, performed the purification with great reverence, ensuring that every step was carried out according to ancient traditions. Here, the internal organs, seen as susceptible to decay and therefore obstacles to eternal life, were carefully removed. This was done to prevent the body from decomposing, as the ancient Egyptians believed that preserving the physical form was crucial for the soul's survival in the afterlife. The removal of the organs was a delicate procedure, often performed with specialized tools designed to minimize damage to the body. The lungs, liver, intestines, and stomach were preserved separately, each placed in special containers known as canopic jars. These jars were not merely storage vessels, they were imbued with religious significance. Each jar was associated with one of the four sons of Horus, deities who were believed to protect the organs. The jars were intricately decorated, often featuring the heads of these protective deities, and were placed in the tomb alongside the mummy. These jars, often adorned with the heads of protective deities, were intended to safeguard the organs and ensure their availability to the deceased in the afterlife. The ancient Egyptians believed that the preservation of these organs was essential for the rebirth of the soul. The jars were placed in a special chest within the tomb, symbolizing the eternal protection of the deceased's vital essence. The heart, however, was considered the seat of intelligence and emotion, essential for judgment in the afterlife, and was left in place. Unlike the other organs, the heart was believed to be weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice, in the Hall of Two Truths. If the heart was found to be pure, the deceased would be granted eternal life. This belief underscored the heart's paramount importance in ancient Egyptian culture, making it the only organ to remain within the body during mummification.
Section 5. Desiccation and purification, preparing the body for eternity. With the internal organs removed, the next step was to dehydrate the body, preventing its decomposition. This was achieved using natron, a naturally occurring salt mixture found in abundance in the desert. The body was completely covered in natron and left for approximately 40 days. This process not only desiccated the body but also purified it, drawing out impurities and preparing it for its transformation into a sacred vessel. Section 6. The art of wrapping linen, amulets, and the protection of the deceased. After the desiccation process, the body, now dry and shrunken, was ready for wrapping. This was a highly skilled and time-consuming process involving the use of hundreds of yards of linen. The linen strips, sometimes soaked in resins or perfumes, were carefully wound around the body, each layer adding another level of protection. Amulets, small charms inscribed with magical spells, were inserted between the layers to provide further protection and ward off evil spirits.
Section 7. The final touches, restoring the body's image for the afterlife. Once the wrapping was complete, the mummy was adorned with a mask, often a lifelike representation of the deceased. This mask was meticulously crafted, capturing the essence of the individual's features, ensuring that their identity was preserved for eternity. This mask served not only as a decorative element, but also as a means of identification for the soul, allowing it to recognize its former body. The ancient Egyptians believed that the soul, or Ka, needed to be able to find and reunite with the body in the afterlife. The mask played a crucial role in this spiritual journey. The mummy was then placed in a series of nested coffins, each more elaborate than the last, and finally laid to rest in its tomb, surrounded by food, furniture, and other provisions for the afterlife. These provisions were not just symbolic. They were believed to be essential for the deceased to live comfortably in the afterlife. The tomb itself was often decorated with scenes of daily life, religious rituals, and offerings, all intended to ensure a smooth transition to the next world. The care and detail put into these final touches reflect the deep reverence the ancient Egyptians had for the afterlife and their belief in the eternal journey of the soul.
Section 8. Beyond the tomb. The significance of mummification in ancient Egypt. The practice of mummification had a profound impact on ancient Egyptian society. It influenced their religious beliefs, shaped their artistic expressions, and dictated their burial practices. The elaborate tombs filled with treasures and provisions reflect the Egyptians' belief in the continuity of life after death. The mummification process itself, with its emphasis on ritual purity and preservation, reveals a deep reverence for the human body and a belief in its eternal significance.
Section 9. Unraveling the Past. Mummies as windows into ancient Egyptian life. Today, Egyptian mummies provide us with an invaluable link to the past. By studying their remains, scientists can learn about ancient Egyptian health, diet, diseases, and even genetic relationships. The objects buried with the mummies, from everyday household items to exquisite works of art, offer further insights into their daily lives, beliefs, and values.
Section 10. The ethics of display. Respecting the dead and their cultural heritage. The display of human remains, however, raises ethical considerations. It is crucial to approach the subject with sensitivity and respect, recognizing that these are not just objects of curiosity, but the preserved remains of once living individuals. Museums and institutions have a responsibility to present these remains in a culturally sensitive and informative manner, educating the public about ancient Egyptian beliefs and practices while ensuring the dignified treatment of the deceased.
Section 11. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of Egyptian mummification. The practice of mummification may seem strange or even macabre to us today. However, it offers a fascinating window into the beliefs and practices of one of the world's oldest civilizations. The mummies, these silent witnesses to a bygone era, continue to captivate our imaginations, reminding us of the enduring human fascination with life, death, and the possibility of an afterlife. Their preservation, though achieved through artificial means, has granted them a form of immortality, allowing them to continue to teach us about ourselves and our place in the grand tapestry of history. But what exactly drove the ancient Egyptians to perfect such an intricate process? It was their profound belief in the afterlife and the conviction that preserving the body was essential for the soul's journey. The elaborate rituals, the careful wrapping, and the use of various substances to prevent decay were all part of a deeply spiritual practice. Each mummy tells a story, not just of the individual it once was, but of the society that revered life beyond death. As we walk through the halls of museums, gazing at these ancient relics, we are reminded of the lengths to which humans will go to seek meaning and continuity. The artifacts found alongside the mummies, from amulets to canopic jars, further enrich our understanding of their world. These items were not mere burial goods. They were tools for the afterlife, each with its own significance and purpose. In modern times, the study of mummies has also provided invaluable insights into ancient diseases, diets, and lifestyles, bridging the gap between past and present. The enduring legacy of Egyptian mummification is not just in the preserved bodies, but in the wealth of knowledge they continue to offer. They stand as a testament to human ingenuity, spirituality, and the timeless quest to understand our existence.